and I can order from my phone right at the car. They have all the right parts at the right price. Now I can go to eBay Motors, find everything I need, and spend the rest of the weekend working on this baby. Let's ride.
We all have skills we use on the job. Okay, that's skills.
But there's one skill that's often overlooked.
And I'm live. Hello. Jesus. Hello, everyone. I am BowserJrXD, and welcome to the Daytona Duels. Yesterday was qualifying, where Kyle Larson won the pole, and Alex Bowman gets his 5th straight front row start in the 500. Not only is that a record for the most in a row, it also ties the number of front row starts of all time. So he's probably on his way to also getting that record all on his own. Anyway, now it's time for the duels, the 2 qualifying races that will determine the starting lineup for the 500. Because if you win the duel, you will start third, or 4th, depending on what number duel you're in. Second row, or second, 5th, or 6th, and so on. I'm skipping a row for wherever the front row starters finish in the duel. Not to mention the importance for the open cars. Yesterday, Noah Gragson and Jacques Villeneuve have already confirmed their spot in the 500 because they were the 2 fastest open cars, leaving the other 4, Kaz Gralla for the money team, Greg Biffle for New York Racing, Timmy Hill and JJ Yeley for MBM. There are 3 open cars per duel, but only 1 more open car from each duel will be able to make it in. My personal bet is that both MBM cars will fail to qualify, considering how damn slow they were. I guess we'll just have to see. Right now, we're just doing commercials. 461 subs. Yes, I am. Thank you, Alberto. Yeah. The big bet I'm hoping for is maybe getting enough people to watch on Sunday so I can hit 500. But that's still a tall order. Yeah, we've been waiting for so long for these moments to come back. Remember, 2020 the 2020 offseason was a killer. 2021 was even worse. Oh man. And right now we're just chilling, and of course stymied by the damn commercials. There we go, we're back.
Daytona 500. The front row is established, but there are drivers who have to.
There's a fun fact. Showing a little. Kyle Larson's pole run was the slowest pole run since 1967, probably because of the lesser horsepower they decided to go with.
Daytona. All right, driver. It's 500 miles on Sunday. That's where you go to the payoff window. How much are you willing to risk for a good spot tonight?
Well, enough, right? This is the first time that they're going to feel enough cars in a draft that you get a sensation of that air. How your hot rod's going to handle in that air, so you're going to have to put it in some of those 3 wide.
See, we got we got Larry Mack up in the booth for the duels. That's a nice throwback. Man, hate having to call that a throwback.
How about this race car, Larry Mack? It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds. What don't we know?
Yeah, I need to know how this thing's driving because I have very few pages in my notebook with this race car. But the biggest thing, a lot of unknowns on pit road about pit stops. We no longer have 5 lug nuts. There's 1, and even though these pit crews, they've been practicing
just like F1, or those pit stops take like less than 3 seconds.
There's a lot of anticipation about this first trip. Wait a minute, Larry, you mean to tell me, out of all the things you have to worry about in a new car, we worried about 5 lug nuts. Now you're worried about just 1? This man knows if I had 0 or 10, I'm a worry wart. What can I say?
God, 10. Imagine 10 lug nuts on a tire. God.
What's about to unfold? They're the new center lock wheels, the single lug nut that the pit crews will deal with in race condition for the first time tonight. As the drivers will have to find out, how do these cars work in the draft? How do you pull out and pass? Can you pull out and pass? Is there a side draft? So many questions. Hopefully, we'll be able to find you the answers as these races unfold. Let's return trackside.
And now, race fans, here to say the most famous words in motorsports.
For the first duel.
Blue Ring Vacations Executive Vice President and Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, Dusty Tompkins. Drivers, start your engines.
Weak. It's like, whenever I hear those, like, you gotta put feeling into it. Like, drivers, start your engines! Or something. Semi-trucks have 10 lug nuts. Well, we're not racing semi-trucks. When they roll out, I'll start doing the starting lineup like I usually do. But of course, we have commercial break, because why not? The green flag is supposed to fly in 10 minutes. Also, I checked the Wi-Fi, the weather, excuse me, I can't talk. And, yeah, just saying. Yeah, and it looks a lot better than it did a week ago. Granted, it's probably a lot more accurate now. But there's not supposed to be any rain, which is wonderful. Because after how many Daytona 500 in the last few years have been delayed by rain?
What makes them different? Could you elaborate a little bit more on what you said? Take your time.
Best of all, it's good we're all capable of.
Empathy makes better work for all.
All the flame-filled stack of saucy big king taste you love is now on those for a limited time.
There's a lot that could be said about the new RDX. Could be.
What drove us to create the most rugged of under vehicles yet?
Just waiting.
It's the courage to
I was very happy about how the open cars qualified. Like, Noah Gragson is one of my favorite drivers, so very glad for him that he's going to be making his Cup Series debut on Sunday. And then there's Jacques Villeneuve, who I was hoping for him to qualify, because the last time we had an F1 champ in the field was with Mario Andretti. You know, he won the 1965 Daytona 500. I could be wrong. It was his only NASCAR victory. Of course, from possibly the greatest driver who ever lived. I'm just going to check this. Although it was, okay, 1967 Daytona 500, excuse me. So, yeah, we haven't had an F1 driver or a champion in the field in years, so I think it'll be pretty cool to see. Well, although Bob Pockris thinks that the cars will shop to the back because they need to conserve those, because I don't know if the smaller teams have backups for the race if they crash out.
Expect the unexpected. This is one of those nice surprises. Welcome to the jungle, boys. Take your right rear, you're good to the bottom, boy. I don't want crossover to the bottom. He's bringing a lot of company. Always exciting, often unpredictable. Duel at Daytona.
And race number 1 has rolled off the starting grid. 11 rows.
Here we go. It's time for Daytona Duel number 1. Starting 21st. Driving the number 55 Hex.com Ford for MBM, J.J. Yaley. Starting 20th. Driving the number 78 NASCAR Ignition Ford for Live Fast Motorsports, B.J. McLeod. Starting 19th. Driving the number 50 Pit Viper Sunglasses Chevrolet for the Money Team, Kaz Gralla. Starting 18th, driving the number 77 Fox Nation Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports, Landon Castle. Starting 17th, driving the number 62 Beard Oil South Point Chevrolet for Beard Motorsports, Noah Gragson. Starting 16th, driving the number 38 First Phase Credit Card Ford for Front Row Motorsports. Hello, NASCAR B Cup Series. Hope you're doing well. Todd Getterland, starting 15th, driving the number 41 HaasTooling.com Ford for Stuart Haas Racing, Cole Custer. Starting 14th, driving the number 31 Leaf Filter Gutter Protection Chevrolet for Cowlick Racing, Justin Haley. Starting 13th, driver the number 45, Monster Energy Toyota for 2311 Racing, Kurt Busch. Starting 12th, driver the number 43, Monster Focus Factor Chevrolet for RPM, for Petty GMS, Eric Jones. Starting 11th, driver the number 2, Discount Tire Ford for Team Penske, Austin Cindric. Starting 10th, driver the number 14, Mahindra Tractors Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe. Starting 9th, driver the number 6, Kohler Generators Ford for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Starting 8th, driver the number 8, 3G Chevrolet for RCR, Tyler Reddick. Starting 7th, driver the number 12, Menards Blue Def Peak Ford for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Starting 6th, driver the number 16, Heritage Pool Supply Group Chevrolet for Colleague Racing, Daniel Hemrick. Starting 5th, driver the number 99, Tootsie's Orchid Lounge Chevrolet for Team Trackhouse, Daniel Suarez. Starting 4th, driver the number 1, Advent Health Chevrolet for Team Trackhouse, Ross Chastain. Starting 3rd, driver the number 9, Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Starting 2nd, driver the number 24, Exalta Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. And on the pole, driver the number 5, HendrickCars.com Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. And that is the starting lineup for the first Daytona Duel. And I see they're still going through it on the TV. But they're wrapping up.
He's going to be going to the rear, but you've got
That's right. They had to fix the dashboard for Kaz Grala's car because something was malfunctioning. So he is going to the back of the field. He has to beat J.J. Yaley. No, well, okay, no. If Grala or Gregson finishes, right, 3 open cars in this duel. Noah Gregson, Kaz Grala, J.J. Yaley. If Grala or Gregson finishes first of those 3, Grala makes it to the show. If Yaley finishes ahead of them, he makes it to the show.
They know they'll be in the Daytona 500. Let's check with Jamie Little.
And one of those drivers was just talked about by Clint Boyer, Kaz Grala. He's trying to make the first start ever for this brand new racing team, the Money Team, co-owned by Floyd Mayweather. I just
trying to.
Kaz before he got in the car. He actually FaceTimed.
iPad is being a bitch.
He told me basically it's as simple as this. I need to beat the 50.
There we go. What the hell?
If we can do that and we feel we could, we're going to make it to the Daytona 500 on Sunday, Regan Smith.
Well, Jamie, from one end of the spectrum, guys trying to make the Daytona 500.
Nothing is working on this thing.
One of those is Ryan Blaney. The last time we were at Daytona, Ryan got the victory. So good in this 500. 2 runner-up finishes in the Daytona 500. Oh yeah, by the way, he also has a dual.
Oh, I hate when it happens occasionally, and it's so dumb when nothing freaking works.
What is the plan for tonight? So many guys maybe want to protect, want to make sure that they save their cars for Sunday. He said that is not the case tonight. He wants Ryan to be aggressive. He wants him to learn his race.
And there goes my shaving cream.
Every little detail that they can fix to make it better for Sunday so that they can have that shot to finally get one more spot and get Ryan Blaney that way.
They're going down pit road. Check their speed.
Check their pit road speed against the RPM on their digital tach. We'll take a look at tonight's Ford performance.
That's right, because for those who haven't seen, they do not have a speedometer in their cars. They have a tachyometer, which shows the revolutions per minute, or RPM. But they can check their speed, I think, based with their crew chief. Because I think the stuff in the pits lets them figure out how fast they're going.
Ross Chastain has our Advent Health onboard camera for duel number 1. And there's Ryan Blaney.
The Menards camera.
His number 12.
Or just Ford.
There's the Mahindra Tractors cam.
Briscoe.
Chase Briscoe. The Monster Energy cam with Kurt Busch. Landon Castle with the Fox Nation.
No, I should have figured they would have a camera.
And Daniel Suarez, boy, I know you had something to do with this. The Tootsie's Kid Rocks cam. Where are we going partying tonight?
I want to go to Tootsie's every night. Good time. I got to fix my mess up, Larry. I called Austin Dillon and can't do that. We knew what you meant. Do better. We knew what you meant. Do better.
That's opening day.
I was trying to steal Mike's line of the deuce. I had my head wrapped around stealing.
Here's that the lights are off of the pace car, so that means they're going to come around and they're going to go green.
As we get set here in Daytona, the all-new Toyota Camry TRD leads the field.
Really looking forward to this race, guys. These boys, there's a lot of unknowns with this race car. A lot of those drivers were concerned about their handling, a lot of rigidness in their cars, moving around a little bit, and now it's just single file lines. These boys are going to be 2 and 3 wide.
60 laps, and pole sitter Kyle Larson has elected the outside lane for the start. The lead
Alrighty.
car gets his choice of lane, but there is no choose rule in effect at NASCAR's 2 big super speedways, Daytona and Talladega. Beautiful day here. Still 72 degrees. It got up to 80 this afternoon. Going to be a little cooler for the
For some reason, I've always run better with a tachyometer or a tachymeter speedometer. Interesting. Anyway, pace car is off. We're finally going green at Daytona. Let the duel commence. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Thank you, Applebee's. The new sound. 60 laps around, and already there's 1 car lagging behind. I would say that's probably the 62, because they need to conserve the car. So, and since they're locked in, it doesn't matter where they finish.
Pat Casgrala's in trouble right away. He has kind of lost touch with that group there.
Wait, what?
Saw right off the bat, and I kind of anticipated.
No, I don't think that was Grala.
Obviously,
Larson already pulls out to the lead.
Something happens right here. Move down in front of his teammate. All 3 Hendrick Motorsports cars probably going to stay there.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe that is Grala.
Happens he doesn't like, and then I'd say you'll see that guy get out of Dodge.
Yeah, 12 Chevrolet drivers in this field, 6 of them at the front. I look for all of them to really work together, which would include those.
I can tell it feels like it looks a little slower, though.
Leading a lap in the duel for the first time is Kyle Larson. He has never previously led. And let me correct
yes.
Noah Gregson,
yes. So it was Gregson. Okay.
Who's up there in 15th
Should have figured. Yeah, the car that dropped back was light blue.
Gregson does. Yes, he is locked in on speed.
Right now, Yaley is actually ahead of... No, Grala and Yaley are side by side right now. No, they're not. Yaley falling back while Grala is moved up to 14th.
If there was an award for graphic schemes this week, it would already have been decided in favor of number 50.
Floyd Mayweather's
the
Money Team Racing car, that neon rainbow number 50.
You see that red number 14 Ford in the outside, Chase Briscoe. Felt like he would have run a little faster last night, Clint, but he could not get it in 5th gear going down the back straightaway and had to keep working the throttle on his get up to speed lap.
I can understand that. These things were forced.
This might be a more conservative race because I said before, the drivers do need to conserve those cars.
Noted in red are the 2 drivers trying to race their way in. One of them will be in the Daytona 500, and the other will head home after tonight, as many have before.
Ross Chastain has moved on to the outside line. He's getting pushed by Reddick. See if he can make a pass on Kyle Larson in the lead. His first lap of the season.
Right on the back bumper of
going high right now.
And the same thing with Reddick and Chastain on the outside. I think you're going to see a lot of
2 lanes are side by side.
The bump trap, the thing wants to pull up to the bumper of that car in front of him. That momentum. And it really, when it comes out to push the shut.
A bunch of cars have fallen back.
Blaney in that 12 being aggressive. Those 2 drivers on the outside, Ross Chastain in the 1, Tyler Reddick in 8. You never have to worry about are they.
So right now it looks like 2 different packs. And I think Yaley is in the back one, which is never good.
P's and Q's right now. And really what I look for these guys to do, as soon as these things start sorting it out, is finding their allies, right? Their teammates, their manufacturer teammates. That's what we're going to see. Pretty sure.
It's a 13-car breakaway at the front of the pack.
Okay, 13.
And then a single file group of 3, a group of 4.
Okay.
And then Gregson out back.
Larson is still led right now, all 4 laps that have been completed.
About all those packs, they're running just as quick as that lead pack now that they've got organized.
That was part of NASCAR's hope in developing this 7th generation NASCAR Cup car, is to bring things more into parity And judging from qualifying last night, so far, mission accomplished.
What the hell are you talking about? The back markers were still at the bottom. They did away with the 4 box too. What? This, if you're talking about their shifting into gears, I think it's a different setup for that.
Hats off so far to the program in this car.
But I don't know what they're talking about with parity. Like Spire was still near the bottom, Rick Ware was still at the bottom, MBM was the worst. That's all the open cars were at the bottom.
5 of 60 laps complete.
Like right now, there's not parity. There isn't parity.
And let's have a look at our drivers trying to race their way in.
Yeah, it's a big difference. Gralla in 14th.
Haley, who did not have great speed.
Anyway, I should probably update this now. Problem is, I didn't know if I wanted to have this up because I knew it would change a lot because of the nature of pack racing.
This early is lose that draft and be completely down and out. If these guys start pitting or something else, that can really throw you out of the race with this thing. So you want to keep that guy in obviously in view, but more importantly, I'd like to keep him within reachable distance, always.
3 now, 4 cars edging ahead of the double file group. Daniel Suarez 4th in line, gave Chase Elliott in 3rd. A good bump there going off into turn number 3, and it gave them a little separation.
I can't keep track of this.
Wide pack. Let's have a look here.
4 speed. They went to 5 speeds.
That's the visor cam on Daniel Suarez.
Yeah, I think that's right.
He actually hit him enough that I think his helmet, you saw his helmet move. So that's a pretty good shot. Now these cars, both front and rear, have a foam behind the bumpers, and all the drivers have been telling me, guys, that it's soft. You can't feel that as much as you used to with the old cars because it was pretty much solid frame to frame. Now they have a little bit of a cushion.
So now the field is single file.
Oh, wonderful.
The effect of that little bump draft was to separate the first 4 or 5 cars. The next 9 quickly got in single file line.
Yeah, and to your point, up until that outside line, they were maintaining. But after that,
yeah, now they're all single file. Oh boy. Choo choo. Oh my God, help us.
With this new car is, will there be a side draft? Can you get up against somebody, take the air off their rear spoiler, get that side suck and pull ahead?
Well, this is honestly the first time that I feel like anybody, us included, watching is going to be able to experience that. I know you're getting single file, but that's always, we've seen that. That's standard practice for here. I wouldn't be surprised if Larson doesn't bring this group to the outside, which we've all seen before, right around there on log laps. It's 60 laps in this race. Got to log some laps and get to the end of this thing. The other thing is, there's so many different variables that I'm interested in. Can you push? Can you just sit there right on their bumper without overheating? Those are all things back, with the old car that you had to keep in mind. Yes, you could be up there bump drafting, but you couldn't do it forever because that thing would get hot.
8 laps complete.
Larson has led all of them.
Series champ Kyle Larson has led them all.
Now commercial, unless they do a... Right. The thing is, I'm not doing a BattleBot stream tonight. That's the only episode this season that I'm not going to be streaming. Because there are 2 duels, and they will likely go until 10 o'clock. And NASCAR is my favorite thing, even over BattleBots. So I will not be streaming the BattleBots. But if you, otherwise, it's on Discovery at 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock. Like I just said. NASCAR is going to go with that, yeah. What's the, I can't even actually, I don't even know what the, I didn't even look at what the events were, the fights were for this one. Probably, is while the commercial's on, I should, look at the fight card. I see Switchback versus Slammo is Facebook exclusive. I see Bloodsport versus Sub-Zero. I see Bloodsport Cobalt versus, because Sub-Zero is good, but Bloodsport, that spinner is nasty. I'll say that thing is gonna win. Cobalt versus Ghost Raptor. Ghost Raptor is just really not that well designed, honestly. The spinner range is short. I'm not, okay, oh dear. I'm not doing BattleBots tonight. because the NASCAR qualifying races are going to take up that time, and I'd rather watch NASCAR. Yeah. Right now, I'm looking at the prediction. I'm going over who I think is going to win each fight. Ghost Raptor is the spinner ain't. It's not really long, and it just seems awkward. Cobalt will probably beat that thing. Ice Wave versus Deadlift. Deadlift hasn't really done a ton. Even though Ice Wave stumbled right out of the gate, I say Ice Wave picks apart Deadlift for breakfast. Blip versus Overhaul. Overhaul has done nothing in the last 6 years. The thing sucks. Blip won its first fight, so I think Blip will knock that thing out. Huge versus Retrograde. And that might be interesting. Because I don't know why. Maybe. But, I'll say Huge rebounds with that one. And Copperhead v. Fusion. Copperhead, I need to see more of the Fusion before I start actually picking it as a contender. Whiplash versus Scorpios. And I'm going to go with Whiplash on that one. Alright. So basically, I'm picking the entire left side of the card. Right now, it's commercial time on Fox. I'm waiting for the race to come back. They were all single file, which might sum up the whole duel, considering that given that the cars are sparse right now, they need to conserve them. So risking getting into a crash is the last thing that these drivers are going to want to do, which might make for a boring ass race, unfortunately. But you might get some good action on the last lap. But for those who watch BattleBots, the company Haas Tooling or CNC Haas, which they have some of the things in the garage for the BattleBots. They're part of a team for NASCAR, which is Stewart Haas Racing, with co-owner Gene Haas. They're one of the premier Ford teams in the sport, along with Penske. Although their last year wasn't that great, only one win across the entire organization, whereas they had 10 the previous year. Alright, okay, how long are we going to be away for commercial? Because this is taking forever. Seriously, we've probably been here for 4 or 5 minutes, unless nothing is happening. Okay, seriously, what the heck? Okay, alright, thank you, Pepperface 2. Okay, we've had enough phone commercials. Are we gonna get back to FS1, or is it really that bad on the track right now, where nothing is happening and they're just going in single file like a train? Oh my god! How long? It was 8 laps completed when they went to commercial. Oh no! This is gonna be bad. And another commercial. Oh god, it's gonna be the single file 500 like 2013. Oh god. Now I got a medicine commercial. When are we gonna go back to racing? Or at least show us. Fox, you suck with commercials. Well, I promise, I'm afraid that they might actually be giving us a mercy here. Because I don't know what the hell. It usually doesn't go this long, so I don't know if they're really just trying to stall. Oh, God. Okay, we're gonna go back. No, oh no. Come on, come on. Every kiss begins with K. Finally back at lap. Actually, no. The Fox app just took forever to get back to the action.
Well, yeah, Kaz Grala's last lap time was a 48.
Looks like they're separated a little in the back.
49.79. He's losing over a second a lap.
But the top 10 is still the same, which makes me think they're still single file up at the front. Grala, the highest open car, trying to qualify for the 500 by racing in, is 17th, while Gailey is in 19th.
And Larson said on media day, he said, I overreacted. I did not mean to wreck him, but I wanted the inside lane into that next corner.
Well, the other thing that I think was going on there is it really wasn't him, right? He got pushed into Kyle, obviously upset Kyle. He went down and made a move on him that I don't think he realized.
Yeah, said they're still single file. Oh dear.
And man, that's what I came there for. That was action-packed all the way through.
Noah Gragson will go a lap down. Remember, he was the fastest of the non-charter cars at that Beard Motorsports number 62.
He's basically just there. He's just there because he has to be in order to start the race.
This 150-miler.
And remember, he missed the 500 a year ago.
He was running as high as 5th. And actually, it was a competitive open race because Garrett Smithley was putting up a great fight for the open spot. They both ended up crashing out, but the point stands.
That window, the fuel window that they're capable of going wide open, somewhere around 38 to 40.
Yeah, 38 to 42 laps, and just talking to some crew chiefs and competition directors right before I came up here, it sounds like they may go somewhere around
20 laps completed out of 60 for the Bluegrass Vacation Duel number 1. Larson has led every damn lap.
Whatever you can do to stay in that buffer, stay in that draft, but save as much fuel as you can.
And compared to last night's qualifying, the difference of being in the draft is about 500 RPM. Higher in a group like this.
Whereas, Kyle Larson's out there, and probably all 3 of those Hendrick cars leading.
Now it's like the 2 open cars fell back another position to 18th and 20th.
As well. Why is it always full moon race week in Daytona? That's a short track superstition is full moon Saturday nights mayhem. But it's not Saturday night.
The only drivers that have their positions secure are the drivers who finished qualified first and second, those being Kyle Larson and Alex Bowman. Everyone else, as I said before, has where you finish in the duel, you'll start that row behind the leader. Whoever finishes second in this duel finishes second behind. So it starts in the second row behind the front row. And now we're back to commercial because I think the Fox Sports app is just giving us mercy here. Right now, there's just nothing happening on track, apart from the fact that the 62 car went a lap down. Now we just wait and wait and wait and wait. God. You know, if I end up seeing more commercials than racing, I'm gonna be very upset. We're only 1/6 of the way through the actual racing because it's said 2 to they're back. What the? Now now the front pack is 10 cars. Oh dear. And 4 cars have pulled out to the outside. Finally, we're doing something as Kurt Busch leads 3 other cars.
That second pack. He is running by himself, lapping at about 51 seconds. JJ Yaley. Somehow. They're a second a lap quicker than us right now. That is Grala's problem. JJ Yaley has help from BJ McLeod, and those two are faster than Grala by himself. This is going to be a horse race.
Worst case scenario by far for Kaz Grala. This is exactly what I was talking about. When those cars got side by side, you absolutely do not want to lose the draft. One thing that he isn't the only one. I just watched Cole Custer do the same exact thing.
2 wide behind 3rd place.
I told you he was coming to the front, and here he is leading a group on the outside and up at least momentarily to 5th place alongside Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, Ross Chastain in that one had jumped up there, and that's when Kurt Busch in the 45 decided to go up top as well. Now, Eric Jones in the 43 was with them, and he went back
something
down
to
the
settle before I start changing stuff around.
Again, we talked about this at the top of the show. I want to go out there, put myself and my car in some scenarios that I need to know for the Daytona 500. One of those scenarios that Kurt Busch has is a new voice in his ear, new spotter. He's not the only one. William Byron, Austin Cindric, working with new spotters this year. So important to have that communication down pat, especially for the big dance on Sunday.
You know, let's set the stage here as we see.
I want to see Tyler Reddick has made his way up there. Maybe I miscounted how many cars were in the lead draft.
In the window,
back.
should we get a caution that you could make it the rest of the way? I get a feeling they're going to probably run another 8 to 10 laps. Green flag pit stop. We talked about the pit crews. Kevin Harvick. This will be his 21st Daytona 500 on Sunday. He said this car is so different getting on the pit road with the brake package and all. So could we see mistakes if we get into this green flag pit stop?
Man, you hope so. If you're Kaz Grala right now, you hope a mistake is made and that caution comes out. Needs a caution in a big way.
Grala is by himself, 26 seconds off the lead, but 11 seconds ahead of the drafting duo, J.J. Yaley and B.J. McLeod.
Oh, dear. How much faster are they? That's the question.
Teammates Ross Chastain and Kurt Busch were working together.
Like he's half a lap behind the lead pack. Is this what racing is going to be like with this darn car?
Duo chasing Kaz Grala.
We're going to have the breakaways of the 80s and 90s. Not saying it's horrible, but pack racing is infinitely more entertaining for Daytona and Talladega.
That's something to pay attention to. As I said, Kaz Grala wasn't the only one. I saw Cole Custer do the same thing. As soon as those cars were side by side, as soon as they were single file, he was spit out just a little bit too long on the outside. Away they drove off from him. Going to have to be very careful as a race car driver not to allow that to happen.
You see on our pylon that Cole Custer in 17th has also lost touch with the lead.
Oh, boy.
10 seconds. Green flag all the way so far. 29 laps complete, halfway this time by.
You know, Mike, we've seen issues also just drivers trying
Chastain looks like he fell out of the lead pack.
In fact, our first caution in Duel 2 last year was due to Chase Briscoe misjudging where he was trying to get
no, he hasn't. That's a
green.
Oh, God. This is really what we showed up to watch. Almost halfway through. They're on lap 30 of 60 right now. Thank you, Alberto.
That's the hope, right? That's the plan. You need to, as they're going by, you try to side draft off of them as much as possible, gain some momentum there, and man, as soon as they go by, get in that draft.
Jamie?
Tony Uri Jr. is on the pit box for Kaz Gralla in the 50. They're keeping him very calm. They're calm on the radio. They said, don't worry. Just hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing. He keeps telling them he is wide open. It's all he has.
The gap between the two open cars is now 8 seconds. That's the power of the draft. All right, 30 to go. Larson has led every damn lap thus far. Oh, man. We're out 8 to 12 laps away from their pit, from their time to pit.
Here come the leaders.
Yep, about to lap. The car is trying. What was the last time a car in a duel was lapped?
It will. There's no question it will. As soon as that pack goes by, then they're going to fall in line and get.
I mean, besides Derek Cope, but seriously, this is pathetic.
So, Larry, we go another 12 green flag laps. You're going to have to be on pit road.
Yes, when we get up near around, we're at lap 31.
Actually, no. Looking back at the thing, I think the no, Ross Chastain has lost the draft, kind of.
They're getting better fuel mileage right now, but Kyle
Oh, more movement on the outside. Blaney pushing, getting pushed by Keselowski past Suarez.
Do we do
Fourth.
cars or do we just do 2? I think we may see a lot of them just go with right side only.
Starting to see some moves right there. Saw Blaney make a move off of a push from Keselowski.
Oh, Byron on the outside. He moved to the outside and he's fallen back a bit now. He just lost 4 positions. He dropped from second all the way back to now I think 8th or 9th. I got to.
As we see the action on the racetrack, let's not forget about the action.
So he's going to settle in around 6th.
The crews are starting to stretch. This will be the first time we see pictures.
5, 9, 12, 99.
So some
Okay.
butterflies for these guys down on pit road for the first time in a long time.
45, 2, 24, 43, 6, 1.
Bialy and McLeod going a lap down. They're not going to be able to
6 seconds behind the last open car.
But if they can latch onto that draft, that will help them gain on Kaz Gralla.
Everybody's still single fire.
Now McLeod is locked into the race. He's one of the
9 car draft at the front.
Bialy, they are a couple of Fords. If they can catch Kaz Gralla's Chevrolet, well then it's on for the final spot in the Daytona 500.
Well, they're gonna pick up in a big
Now it looks like some of the cars are starting to catch up. Because the 4 of the cars that were not in the lead draft have gotten together, so they'll be able to catch up.
Soldier, and here come the leaders.
And honestly,
The lone soldier.
I don't think he's going to be able to latch on to him. I mean, he has no momentum right now.
to latch on even then.
Gralla's last lap 51:23. The leader was 48 seconds.
If he tries to latch on, he might cause a caution, like LePaging the field, like it was done in 2008 at Talladega.
As we come to 34 laps.
Oh. Ross Chastain trying to make the pass on Byron. Doesn't.
From Boston, Mass goes a lap down.
Clint, you talked about all these new spotters. I guarantee you there's a lot of bargaining going on right now on that spotter stand about when are you coming, are we going to pit together, and what we're going to do.
There's the difference, 12 miles per hour.
Yes.
Now
it's looking more like a 13-car dash.
Right behind
or
this
dash
group
pack.
And gain a bit of a tow. Oh, Austin Cindric to the outside.
Well, if he jumped to the outside, Austin Cindric's definitely not coming to pit road this time.
And Gralla did not catch a tow from that lead pack.
Ooh.
Here come the Chevrolets to pit road.
Yep.
Much bigger brakes on
Typically
this
on
M7
plate
car.
tracks,
Later
the same manufacturer,
down to pit road
the cars with the
speed
same
change.
manufacturer will pit together.
And a nice countdown for William Byron as he makes his way down with all of his teammates. What a night they had last night. The power. It was a big night for Hendrick Motorsports. The 24 is in his box. His team over the wall. They've been practicing this for over a year. Nice work so far. Regan, we'll go to you.
I don't know how long that took.
Worried it might get tighter, so a small adjustment for that. And your leader, Kyle Larson, that race car good, other than when cars are pushing him.
Kaz Gralla pitted with
It's like Byron is able to pass Suarez pitting.
Here are the Fords coming to pit.
And Kurt, it looks like.
Looked like Kurt Busch and Tyler Reddick with
Because Kurt is the only Toyota that's up there. Wait. Yeah, I think Kurt might be the only Toyota in the damn field. Let me check that. Yeah, Kurt Busch is the only Toyota. There are only 6 of them in the series for the top series, but still.
Ryan Blaney, a nice move forward in the field. That race car right now, a little bit of a 4-wheel drift off the corners. That means it wants to slide up off the bottom of the racetrack just a little bit.
Kaz Gralla, too fast, exiting.
Oh, Gralla with a pit penalty. That's gonna screw him over.
Pass-through penalty at pit road speed.
Being on your own on Daytona on racing is miserable because you can't go as fast. Getting a pit penalty is even more miserable because there goes another 10 or 15 seconds. And that was less, and that's more than the margin that he was ahead of Yaley. He's already a lap down.
Serving the penalty. Bigger tires, 18-inch wheels instead of 15s. Much bigger brakes on this new car.
I don't think Kyle Larson was wanting to go that fast. Chase Elliott had a little bit better feel of pit road speed. When you lead, the only thing you don't want to do is throw it away on pit road.
All right. Oh, not every. Okay. No, it's fixed. All right. New top 10.
Seems like that's about how much more tire they have too, right?
Yeah. Cole Custer comes to pit road, and that will complete the stops, but for Noah Gragson.
Of course, the car that has been hanging back the whole time, Noah Gragson, is now the fastest open car. What are the damn odds? Keselowski all over the back bumper of Ryan Blaney right now.
Why'd you change forward?
Well, for Hamlin, but I think what was the right move was exactly what Kurt Busch in that 45 and Tyler Reddick in the 8. They're right behind these 4 Fords. They went with
also, finally, a leader that isn't Larson.
Brad Keselowski as well.
That's what I think all these Fords do, and you see all 6 of them. I guarantee you.
Oh dear.
They're content to run right.
Looks like the 24 has lost the draft. Is looking at the drivers at the packs that were running, a lot of smaller ones, but only 3 Chevrolets.
By NASCAR, for all these cars, that one lug nut comes off the car and stays in the socket of the air gun.
Doesn't look near as busy as it used to be, does it?
Well, no more lug nut spit out from tires on acceleration. No more loose lug nut penalties.
Yeah, right now, changing 4 tires for the fuel, without considering the fuel, should be somewhere around 9 to 10 seconds for 4 tires.
Wow. Ryan Blaney, only the 2nd leader of this race after Kyle Larson was out front.
God, it's NASCAR 2000 all over again. The worst Daytona 500. Like, looking at 2000, 1 lead change for the first duel.
The all-new Tundra. Toyota, let's go places.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts.
Well, look at Gatorade duel number 2. No lead changes in 2000 in the second one. How about its respective 500? I think 9 lead changes across the entire race, with only like 3 or 5 or so drivers leading.
So smooth.
After 2 years, Auto Club Speedway is back and ready for some action. We're talking 5 wide, full throttle, next-gen cars, ripping up laps inside some gorgeous mountains type of action. And the access to drivers and stars? Oh, we've got plenty of that action. So get ready. You don't want to miss all the, well, you know what we were going to say. Get your tickets now at AutoClubSpeedway.com.
I've only been getting back into NASCAR recently. like right at the end of 2019, I can definitely say so far this is the worst damn race I've seen. Bush. It was at least easily the worst plate race I've ever seen.
Sunday at 2:30 Eastern on Fox. There's a reputation on the track. One that's
I have not watched the 2000 Daytona 500. Oh, someone's making passes. Unless it's just a lapped car. No, it's by they made it way past Kurt Busch.
18 laps to go in the first 150-miler. First of two here tonight to set the field for the Daytona 500. The first four Fords each took 2 tires, as did Reddick and Busch. But that's not the whole story. Look at getting onto pit road, comparing Blaney's Ford with Kyle Larson's Chevrolet. At different times, of course.
And you heard me say it. I thought he came on so fast right there at the line. I was like, man, I don't know if he got stopped. He may have been speeding on pit road, but way more efficient. Kind of in the last probably maybe 100 feet right there is where he beat him. And then
I think Gregson now pitted. So now, Yale is a lap ahead and is the highest open car. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This is sad. 1, 2, 3, 5 cars in the lead draft. This is sad. You know it's bad when I'm praying that they brought with that I'm actually pining for a caution clock, because this is awful. I mean, I'm just praying that this is just to be conservative, because this is sorry.
Trying to send Ryan Blaney forward. I think there's as much lateral as forward motion there.
Well, he's got those light-colored gloves on. You can see him in there working the wheel. But honestly, that's why they're driving off from their Chevrolets. They're pushing harder and doing a better job of drafting.
Oh my God!
Busch has dropped 3 spots.
I can see that now. You know, at least I can accurately keep track on the partition. That's not exactly a pro though, because I really shouldn't be able to on a plate race. Oh my God! It's...
on Sunday in the Daytona 500, and those guys need to know that. Make those mistakes now so you don't make it on Sunday.
Ryan Blaney out in front now for 10 laps. He's finished top 10 in 5 of his 7 Daytona duels, including winning his in 2018. He got the checkered flag here in the 400-miler last August.
I want to go back to what I just said, though. I've watched these guys, numerous guys, lose the draft. That's something that you never really had to worry about too much with that old car. Looking over your shoulder thinking, man, do I have enough help behind me? Cannot lose this draft. I've watched multiple cars already in this first.
All right, now how many cars are going to be in the lead draft by the time this is over?
But I got to give credit to the Ford teams for all being on the same page, of coming together as they did, all going with those 2 tires. And then Tyler Reddick, Richard Childress Racing, they really pay a lot of attention to analytics. And they went with 2 tires when most of all the other Chevrolets went with 4 tires.
Yeah, they were the first one to really come up with a war room, so to speak, where they do all of that, pay attention to that, have a team all the way back home in Welcome, North Carolina, that pay attention closely to all those calls.
That gap is 4.8 seconds from Reddick in 5th to Elliott in 6th.
Oh my
At the
God.
transfer spot, J.J. Yates.
He's a lap ahead. There's no point in talking about the transfer spots. He's not going to make up a lap on his own. Not to mention that even if there's a caution, Yale will get the free pass, so we'll be 2 laps ahead. And then there's another car in between them. Oh, God. I can't believe MBM is actually going to get a car into the damn show.
Yeah, Mike, even if the caution comes out right now, Cole Custer would get the free pass, so it really would not do anything for Yale or Bravo. They'd still be 1 and 2 laps down.
See that they've hooked up with Hemrick, who's a whole lap ahead of them.
Tough situation. Got behind right there, trying to make up, doing the best you can do on pit road.
Oh my God. This is boring as hell. I dug my grave. I can't exactly switch to BattleBots now. I didn't plan on it.
Lead group to the second group back there, it almost mirrors one another. They're not gaining, they're not losing.
Now maybe something will happen to change it.
Computer controlled, and the reason Kaz Grala had to start this race in the rear was an unapproved adjustment. They had to repair or change out the dash.
Actually, okay.
May not have had something to do
We got
with
a bigger pack now. Looks like 2 smaller packs of each of 3 cars are trying to, looks like, kind of trying to hook up to each other. One of them being those being Hemrick and the lap cars of BJ McLeod and JJ Yaley, but they aren't really catching up. Oh, great. Now it looks like the top 3 are breaking apart from 4th and 5th. Kind of. At least it kind of looked like that going into turn 3. Now they're a little back together, but my God.
If Ryan Blaney wins this 150, he will start the 500 on the second row on the inside, and he'll be the third driver to pick his pit position. For Brad Keselowski, he would start on the inside.
Woo, Keselowski is really going to that bumper. Blaney, you can see, trying to really kind of keep that car straight. Oh my God. Keselowski, don't dump your corporate teammate. Unless it's your strategy for winning, hope the rest of the field crashes and they don't have backups to go to. My God.
But it is also throwing the rear end of that car all over the place. My biggest takeaway, Ryan Blaney.
Yep, no, now it looks Reddick has lost the draft. Yep, 4 breaking away. Oh God. This is pitiful. Now it's yeah. 2 of the Penske cars are in the front draft. It's all Fords. Blaney, Keselowski, Briscoe, and Cindric. Oh my God.
Chase Briscoe for Stuart Haas. 4 Fords up front, Briscoe and Bird.
All right, 10 laps to go. Oh my God.
We're going to hear a lot of this year because it takes so much longer to put fuel in than it does to change tires. They go with 2 tires. They're almost just kind of making a guesstimate about how much fuel they needed to dump.
9 to go. Why am I watching this? You know what?
Chase Briscoe, I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. You know Brad Keselowski, that's his old team in front of him. Don't you think for a minute that KJ
Screw it.
doesn't want to beat his old team and outduel them in this first duel?
I might actually, once this duel's over, I'm gonna change it back. I might change this to a BattleBot stream. This is awful. Oh. Like, what's the point of watching if it's just gonna come down to something like this? I mean, I know they're probably just trying to keep the cars, you know. Oh God, please don't tell me. Okay. It's like, is there gonna be a 1-car breakaway now? But like, what's the? Oh my God! Oh my God! No, please don't tell me it's gonna be a 1-car breakaway. Because I can see it's a bigger gap there was a couple laps ago. Okay, no, it's not. I don't know.
They can change or anything else. They can actually change the tension, the heaviness of the wheel, if you will. He felt like he had a really soft wheel, was able to move the wheel.
My God, oh my God.
Wanted to tighten that up a little bit, helped calm that wheel down a little bit. Something that you can do with this thing. I like that move, and also you can speed it up and slow it down.
7 to go.
Racing, when you see that thing dancing around, probably want to slow, kind of, steering and slow everything down. Be calm, not be all over the place. You don't want to overcorrect in that scenario.
See, Tyler Reddick in that 8 car, he lost the lead draft, and now he's fallen back into the group of Chevrolet drivers back there, 4th in line.
And that whole separation is due to the pit stop. The 4 drivers to
and drivers losing the draft. God, it's almost over. This is like the slowest, and what, 50 second laps about times 7 seconds. No, seconds times lap. Okay, it's gonna be 6. It's gonna be like the longest 5 minutes of my life here. Just gonna watch the same 4 going around. Like, I haven't touched the scoring chyron because nothing is. Scratch that. Reddick is back in 8th.
That car, just how that thing is just glued, almost stuck to the racetrack.
I bet Keselowski, I bet, will try to make a pass. Roush hasn't won anything in freaking forever.
That diffuser below the bumper. I'm hearing that's where all the speed is. If you're going to gain some advantage, it's what you do in managing the air under the car that affects it as much or more as the air flowing over the car.
No question. That's why we see different heights on that front splitter. Paul Wolf, Joel Logano's crew chief, said I can change the balance of this car by how much air I let under because the flat bottom car getting into that diffuser.
Not seeing these cars bounce
5 to go.
we saw in qualifying last night.
I should not be yawning watching a race. God damn it.
Even on an impound.
Unless it's like watching an F1 race at 2 in the morning because they decided to put the season opener at Bahrain at night.
Which all plays a role. The reason you want that rigid to keep that height, right? You want to keep that right down on the track exactly.
I feel like I'm watching a plate race from the 80s. And, you know, I say that, they had breakaways like this, but at least there they're going for 200 miles per hour. Here comes Keselowski on the outside to get the lead over his former teammate Ryan Blaney with Chase Briscoe right behind. Now it's 2 and 2. Briscoe giving another good push to Keselowski as Keselowski takes the lead. Blaney ducks low. Is going to settle back in 3rd.
All this is going to do one thing: bring that pack of Chevrolets closer to them.
Yeah, that would that would be wonderful. Oh, finally something different.
Will become the 3 to go this next time by.
Brad is very smart plate racer, but
Yeah, smart plate racer. Yes, he has won 6 times at Talladega.
now who's in the catbird seat? Is it him from making that big
So he does know his way around plate tracks. His first win was at Talladega in his 5th or 6th ever start. He was driving with Phoenix. He's also won the Summer Daytona race once back in 2016.
The other thing that did right there is pair up those teammates, Ryan Blaney and Austin Cindric.
That was Blaney to the inside of the 14.
Oh.
He shuffles Chase Briscoe.
Indeed.
Those lap cars into pit.
Exactly what I was talking about. Now,
A bunch of lap cars.
Blaney, which I already thought was extremely fast.
But you know, Hemrick is getting a lap for the first time here. Looks like Chase Briscoe might have lost the draft. Oh my lord.
And losing touch with that trio is Briscoe.
Gonna have a decision on your hands. You have to make a big block right here. Very aggressive, if Brad.
Never mind. Briscoe is back there. There's another lap car running in front of them.
A duel at Daytona.
Is that the 62? I think, yeah, the 62.
For RFK racing, even just being a dual race, no question. Lapping Noah Gregson, who is locked into the 500 on speed.
It's exactly why Jack Roush and everybody made this move, Brad. Everybody involved with RFK. This is exactly why you made that move, to have this opportunity. Put that guy behind you.
It might get dicey coming up. Blaney right to the back bumper of the 6 of Keselowski. Probably wants to pay him back for that pass. Finally coming up on the white flag.
I don't know if anybody blocks any better though than Brad Keselowski.
4 cars trying to play.
Last lap at Daytona for the first duel. Who's it going to be? Will Keselowski lead them all back to the checkered flag? Will Blaney try to make a move? Don't any of their cars in the back try to work something out? And it looks like the front 2 are just breaking away as Blaney gives a big push to Keselowski. Former teammates now going to duel it out. See who's going to start on the who's going to start 3rd. Oh, and Gralla has now passed Yaley, I noticed. Blaney can't make the pass. Cindric moves to 2nd in the duel. Here comes Briscoe trying to get the back bumper of Cindric. Off turn 4. Briscoe trying to make a move for 2nd place. He's going to get around Cindric. But he's not going to be able to catch the leader as Brad Keselowski in his first start officially for RFK will win the duel. And Gralla has passed Yaley, which means that he will make the 500.
Keselowski. That was the best case scenario.
My
Brad
God.
didn't have to block anybody.
And we will go back and check, but you saw the leaders lap Yaley and McLeod
And
put them on the same lap as Cass Gralla, and on the final lap, Gralla may have beat Yaley to the line. Now he's asking the same thing we are.
I gotta fix these.
You have got
Unbelievable. How does that happen? You spend half the race 2 laps down, and he makes the 500. Oh, Jesus Christ. God.
There's Gralla, second to last car in that group.
Last lap. Managed to barely latch onto some draft and get past the 55.
Gralla makes the
Unbelievable.
who had no drafting partner.
The money team, Floyd Mayweather, Merriweather.
Wow, after all of
They made it.
the mistake on pit
Unbelievable. And how sad is it, though, that a car 2 laps down in a duel made the 500?
Classic case. Never give up.
It is awesome, baby. Yes.
A lot of happy celebrating faces there. Cass Gralla races in. Jack Roush and his number 6 and the rest of his
I can't remember the last time Roush won anything,
dual win.
like even like exhibition-wise. So
Won his dual
good
win.
for them.
Went on to win the Daytona 500 that year.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's how we do it.
Does that mean we're gonna have interview in victory lane as opposed to
This is the Daytona 500.
a front stretch?
There will be no big burnouts because this car. What about this engine, Larry?
You've got the engine you're going to race on Sunday. You've got the car. We just saw a crew member there on RFK Racing, Matt McCall. Matt McCall was Kurt Busch's crew chief. And when I heard of that pairing, I said, I think that has a ton of potential. Brad Keselowski and Matt McCall.
Now this is a Keselowski signature move. After every one of his victories, he wants to wave.
Yeah, he waves the American flag. That's correct.
The American flag. Well, the team owner can't tell him don't turn it down because that would be Brad.
I'm so happy for Brad. A couple weeks ago, go out to his first outing ever. Unfortunately, didn't have a good showing out there in LA at the Clash. Now comes Daytona, where it's all about all the marbles, and wins the first duel for the Daytona 500. Congratulations, Brad. That's not a very good. That's that mild burnout what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's one of those See You Sunday
Dang
burnouts.
it.
That's okay.
You know what, Mike? He said it was a little scary and bittersweet to leave Penske, but he said, you know what? If your dreams don't scare you, your dream's probably not big enough.
That's right. His dad and his hero passed away in the off season, and I know that weighs heavily on
I guess
him.
we're really just doing all front. I guess now, no more victory lane interviews.
Was a huge influence on this young man, but he has a vision of what he can do with RFK Racing, and there is the sticker honoring Brad's father.
29, the truck number of the truck that he drove in the Truck Series, and that he won at Richmond in 1997 with. Now how about, not to mention, how about Austin Cindric finishing second as well?
American flag.
Second start in 500.
Victory
He's
celebration.
going to start 5th.
We'll give Brad a second to get his helmet off here. Brad, you made some big changes during the offseason. Took a big chance coming over, becoming an owner at Roush Keselowski Fenway Racing, and looks like it's paid off so far. A great start to Speed Weeks for you.
Sure is. I felt pretty good about our car. You know, practiced on Tuesday, Regan, and to give credit to the other Fords. We worked really well together. Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe. We had great strategy, Austin Cindric, and we stuck together. We drove away and got ourselves in a position where we could control.
Now we get to wait and then we do it all over again.
Good job to all those guys, but great start for our Ford Generators Ford team. This is special.
All smiles down here. Brad Keselowski, winner of duel number 1.
He'll have a second row start on Sunday. Cass Gralla will race in the Daytona 500 after a last lap move. We'll hear from him next.
When I need plus, I go to eBay Motors. They have all of my trucks at the right prices. whether I'm on Duels.
What the hell do I do? It's so single file. Well, obviously there's barely anybody watching. But, oh, Jesus Christ.
What if your resume was more than a resume? What if it could adapt and improve? What if it opened doors you didn't know existed? Created opportunities that let you be seen, heard, even help get your foot in the door.
That's an hour I'm not getting back.
And a D resume never stops working for you.
The most fun part was when I read off the starting lineup, because then I get to do my announcer voice. Oh God. Well, on this point, please don't be this boring on race day.
The QX60 totally fits my vibe. Wireless charging, fabulous.
And top 10 points go to the top 10 as well, since they started scoring. Okay, bro, you got to watch it. It's barely any passing going on. Like, we had, what, 3 leaders, which added to 2 lead changes. It wasn't fun. It wasn't particularly fun to watch, dude. Anyway, points go to top 10 in each duel since they started doing that. So, 10 points to Keselowski, 9 to Cindric, 8 to Blaney, 7 to Briscoe, 6 to Elliott, 5 to Jones, 4 to Larson, 3 to Reddick, 2 to Kurt Busch, and 1 to Byron. You know what?
This is your living room / yoga shanty / regional office / and this is the basement / panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a vacation home / vacation home. Find yours on the Verbo app.
What drove us to create the most rugged Honda vehicles yet? It's the courage to challenge convention. The will to succeed. And the joy of conquering the toughest trails. Rise to the challenge with the Honda Pilot and all-new Passport Trail Sport.
Oh, I know. I am actually shocked that Gralla advanced. Like, how? Like, you're 2 laps down. Oh my God. That's probably, that is probably the most exciting thing that happened.
Walgreens makes it easy to stay protected wherever you go. Schedule a free COVID-19 booster today.
Housepartners.com helps your renters get into new homes than any other site by working tirelessly to design 3D virtual tours that are so realistic that it feels like you're there. That's all thanks to Ted, a man who possesses an innate understanding of dimension.
We just wait and wait and wait for Duel 2. Remember last year there was a brain delay, which won't happen today.
Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
So, I called back. Same State Farm agent. Text the next day. Same guy. Is that even legal? And get this. He remembered.
I shouldn't be yawning on race day.
Whoa, guys. At State Farm, we actually get to know you. It's called service. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Like that made Arca look. It's Arca. That made Arca look semi-interesting. When you have done that, you have failed at your job. Why isn't my iPad charging?
upgrade to the iPhone 13 on us until after the match begins.
Gonna get crazy.
Moving on T-Mobile.
Now we sit here and wait and wait.
Opportunity. Built by confidence, community. But not everyone gets the same shot. We should all have the right to play. The game. It's our gift. We all have the right to experience the gift of the game.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone. I put on treating.
Oh man.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about it.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may
Oh
cause
god.
serious
Okay,
liver
now what the hell do I talk about?
side
Oh, we're
effects,
just waiting.
and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure. Kiss the people you love. Mark this moment in time and celebrate every kiss. Get zero down special financing with the K Jewelers credit card.
Tostitos, get to the good stuff. Tonight on FS1. Johnny Juzang leads 13th ranked UCLA against Washington State. Tonight at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on FS1.
Come back. Thank you.
Duel number one, 4 Fords finish out front. Chase Briscoe fourth, Ryan Blaney third, Ricky Austin Cindric second. Brad Keselowski celebrating a victory lane with wife Paige, his kids, and Edsel Ford. Here's a look at the finish. This is how they will line up.
Wait, Chastain passed for 10th? Oh man.
This will be the inside lane of the Daytona 500 starting grid. With the
And
exception
Suarez
of
passed Byron
the
too.
one car that fails to make the race and headed home. Here's Regan with the driver who finished third.
That's Blaney. Yo, where is he? Come on.
Well, it was a strong run tonight for Ryan Blaney. Up front for a good portion of the second part of this event.
I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna put up the second duel top 10 to start now.
He went early and in a spot I wasn't expecting. He did a good job on that. But yeah, I thought we learned a lot.
Oh jeez.
You know, it kind of just got shaken up there after the replay stopped, so we were kind of in our own little pack. And then the last few laps we got racing pretty hard, kind of getting runs and knowing what does what and what run you can take and expect to make the pass. So that was really good to learn. Cars in one piece, so that's nice. So I appreciate Menards and Peak and Ford for what they do. And looking forward to Sunday. I think we got a pretty fast one.
Good luck Sunday. Thanks, Ryan.
Ryan Blaney third behind Brad Keselowski and family, and rookie Austin Cindric.
Now we just wait and wait. When's the green flag for race 2? ReganSmith.exe has failed. Yes, it has. That's on Twitter.
What if your resume was more?
Brock Beard on Twitter. How on earth NASCAR Fox could completely miss that bubble battle in the final laps is completely, utterly inexcusable and increasingly typical.
non-existent. Created opportunities, felt like you'd be seen, heard. Even help get your foot in the door.
God.
And the D resume never stopped working for you.
There's a lot that could be said about the new RDX.
Oh, blood moon over Daytona. The moon was red.
Super handling all-wheel drive. What drove us to create
Anyway, I don't know what to do.
the courage to challenge convention.
As soon as Duel 2 is over, I'm out of here.
Passport trail sports.
What's important for me
I pray the truck race is infinitely more entertaining.
the controls, the panels. I love the whole display area here, very crisp. It's laid out nice. It looks hot. The back seat has a ton of room. Hello, 510. This is fantastic. I didn't realize this would have a third row of seating. Ooh, the QX60, such a sporty, sexy car. What a way to kick off the year with a new team, right? Brad Keselowski celebrating.
And we're back with the race hub
Number
crew.
one down there at Daytona. There's Jack Roush getting in on the celebration. That's awesome. We got Biffle out there. We got Jack Roush out there. What a night for the duel. It is so exciting down there in Daytona. And of course, it's going to get even more exciting as we get ready for duel number 2. Jamie, Bobby, Shannon here in the Race Day Studios. We're going to walk you through the starting grid for this race, show you where your favorite drivers are starting. Let's start right up front.
I got the whole thing. The 21 drivers. My God. I'm just going to wonder if the 66 is going to be as damn slow as it was before. That 66 car was at least a second behind its teammate. That was already a slow gas car. Ugh.
And then the guy beside him, Jimmy Hamlin, 3 Daytona 500. So teammates there expect them to be good today.
Yeah, this is the interesting one too. There are a lot of Toyotas in this duel right here. Joey Logano, of course, won the Clash, Bobby.
Yeah, you got Joey Logano, obviously won the Clash, and his wife had a baby on the way home, so that was great.
Pretty good weekend.
Yeah, you got Harrison Burton, just got out of school, looks like, and
He's making his
Wood Brothers start.
first Daytona 500 start for Harrison Burton.
And here's another Toyota with Christopher Bell and Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace actually won the last super speedway race we were at Talladega, and Shannon, when I look at this car, I get hungry.
Oh, you do? Yeah, you think Michael will be at the Daytona 500? Michael Jordan?
Probably a pretty good shot.
Yeah, we think it should be fun. There are some guys who are racing their way in. We of course saw Kaz Gralla do that on that last lap. Exciting way to end the race for Kaz. But these are the guys who are trying to race their way in.
Villeneuve has already locked himself in, which leaves Biffle v. Hill. If Villeneuve or Biffle finishes highest, Biffle makes it in. If Timmy Hill finishes highest, he makes it in.
Kaz Gralla, I thought, was completely out of this, and it's shocking to me that he was able to make up the ground that he did, and he makes. I mean, it's the last lap to reach your way into the Daytona 500. What an exciting way to do that. We could hear his expression after the race, just how exciting it was. I cannot believe he was able to make that up. Yeah, we were watching, the lead, Brad's going to win, all this stuff. The next thing you know, it's like, hey, how did he make up that extra lap? I mean, he had a pit road penalty, came back from that. That was pretty stellar.
Bobby said he's going to reach out and see if he can get some of those party glasses.
Yeah, party glasses.
He was never going to party glasses.
He might have been wearing it.
He learned that.
It's interesting that a guy's trying to race their way in. Jacques Villeneuve and Greg Biffle. I mean, you talk about champions, right? You've got truck championship, Xfinity Series.
F1 champion. And kart champ. 1995 kart and Indy kart. No, 1995 won Indy 500. Won the kart championship. 1997 won Williams' last F1 championship.
Also had some issues with his dash over the weekend. The thing we got to keep in mind is that they're kind of new teams.
His
Right?
father,
And
Gilles Villeneuve, one of the most beloved Canadian racers of all time, finished second in points in 1980 before losing his life, I think, the next year in a crash.
But at the same time, what's going to happen? Do they have, pit stop goes wrong, things like that could get him behind and he can't make it up. So still a lot of pressure. Still a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, it's going to be wild out there in the duel, but it was already a wild day for Harrison Burton. He took a ride with the Thunderbirds. And Jamie, you said that when you did this. No.
And I did this 15 years ago. I was sick for 3 days. I laid on the couch in my living room. There's no way I would be running the duel tonight. But that is one of the most crazy experiences you can have. Like, you grow up racing, you think you know fast. When you get in that, it's unbelievable how fast that plane takes off. I did that. I had no problem.
You had a couple years on Harrison Burton. Mike Joy, what do you think? Would you call a race after flying with the Thunderbirds?
Shannon? Not very soon after, that's for sure.
Not very good, anyway.
No, I don't think so. Larry, what did we learn in this last race that you're going to apply right here?
Well, I think I'm going to go with 2 tires. But what's going to be interesting, Mike, one of them sitting up right there, 5 Toyota drivers in this dual race.
Yeah, only one in the first race, so a big difference. And here's our eBay Motors pit performance. Look at the difference
8.1.
between a 2-tire stop and a 4-tire stop in duel number 1. 4.5 seconds difference.
That was about the difference from the
That's about the length of a regular pit stop. I thought it would, using only one lug nut would make it shorter, a lot shorter, but that's definitely bigger than I thought.
Drivers at the ready for duel number 2 to set the outside lane for Sunday's 500. Once again, let's go trackside.
And now, race fans, he's here to say the most famous words in motorsport. Please welcome Blue Green Vacations Chief Financial Officer and Chief Operating Officer Ray Lopez, accompanied by his daughter Lily.
Remember when they had celebrities?
Drivers, start your engine!
Yay! We can get the last hour over with.
That's what I like to see.
Ready for duel number 2? Who will prevail?
I don't know. Whoever is out front after the pit stops. I don't know, actually. I don't. And again, Keselowski made the pass at 3 to go. So what the hell am I talking about?
Wheels, 2-piece wheels, blackout wheels, rough wheels, exotic wheels, full wheels, long wheels, classy wheels, steering wheels. This wheel, big wheel, bigger wheel, mini wheel, massive wheels. No matter what wheel you're in, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. That's right.
What if your resume was more than a resume? What if it could adapt and improve? What if it opened doors you didn't know existed?
Oh dear.
Created opportunities that let you be seen, heard, even help get your foot in the door. Your resume never stops working for you.
Bacon King.
Saucy Big King taste you love is now on those for a limited time.
All wheel drive. All wheel drive.
What drove us to create the most rugged Honda vehicles yet? It's the courage to challenge convention. Rise to the challenge with the Honda Pilot and all-new Passport Trail Sport.
The QX60 totally fits my vibe. This is a bossy automobile. Oh wow, wireless charging, fabulous. With this, you can just pop your phone right here. That's so fantastic. Massage setting.
This just in, relaxing. The lumbar. Yes, please. Oh, yeah. Then you can do all your phone calls here.
NASCAR's biggest stars are about to duel. Here they come to begin the duel at Daytona. Green flag.
Radioactive.
This is a total different animal right here. It is very nerve-wracking.
Or at least just a commercial. Much better times.
Good job. Everybody's 2 by 2. They're going to race back. Keep digging.
We'll set the starting lineup for Sunday. Welcome back to the Blue Green Vacations Duel on FS1. Race number 2 will set the outside lane of the starting grid for Sunday's Daytona 500. What'd you learn watching Duel 1 that you want to apply in Duel 2?
Oh, that's good Boyer this time.
My crew chief saw that we're going to take 2 tires. That's first and foremost, but I saw the Fords are fast. If I'm a guy like Kevin Harvick, I like what I saw there. Want to find my allies in those Fords. But this one, I really look for those Toyotas. A lot of Toyotas in this.
Well, a big difference in the pit stop times, 2 tires versus 4. But is there anything else we saw on pit road with this new car that it looks different?
Well, I think Ryan Blaney showed us she can be very aggressive with this brake package getting on the pit road, and I'm sure a lot of drivers, especially his teammate like Joe Logano that's in this race, is paying attention. You got a couple of aggressive drivers in this race. Joe Logano's always aggressive.
Denny Hamlin.
Never take your eye off Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 47.
Oh, Stenhouse. Knowing him, he's going to start a crash. Anyway, the cars are rolling off this starting off pit road. It's time to announce the starting lineup. Starting 21st, driver the number 66, Bumper.com Ford for MBM, Timmy Hill. Starting 20th, driver the number 15, Select Blinds Ford for Rick Ware Racing, David Reagan. Starting 19th, driver the number 44, Grambling State University Chevrolet for the New York Racing Team, Greg Biffle. Starting 18th, from number 27, Hesseberg Engineering System Ford, which is having trouble getting off the goddamn pit lane, Jacques Villeneuve. You gotta be kidding me. People associate him with being a joke in like years after his F1. Oh my god, of course this car can't even get off fucking pit road. Oh my god. It's Derek Cope all over again. Whatever. Starting 17th, driving the number 51, Nurtec ODT Ford for Rick Ware Racing, Cody Ware. Starting 16th, driving the number 47, Kroger / Irish Spring Chevrolet for JTG Doherty, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Starting 15th, driving the number 7, Built.com Ford for Chevrolet for Spire Motorsports, Corey LaJoy. Starting 14th, from the number 17, Fastenal Ford for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, Chris Buescher. Starting 13th, from the number 4, Busch Lights, # Busch Race Team Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Kevin Harvick. Starting 12th, from the number 42, Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevrolet for Petty GMS, Ty Dillon. Starting 11th, from the number 34, Love's Travel Stops Ford for Front Row Motorsports, Michael McDowell. Starting 10th, driver the number 3, Bass Pro Shops Tracker Off-Road Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing, Austin Dillon. Starting 9th, driver the number 18, M&M's Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Kyle Busch. Starting 8th, driver the number 23, McDonald's Toyota for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Starting 7th, driver the number 20, DeWalt Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. Starting 6th, driver the number 22, Shell Pennzoil Ford for Team Penske, Joey Logano. Starting 5th, driver the number 21, Motorcraft Dex Imaging Ford for the Wood Brothers, Harrison Burton. Starting 4th, driver the number 11, FedEx Express Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. Starting 3rd, driver the number 19, Bass Pro Shops Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Starting 2nd, from the number 10, Smithfield Ford for Stewart Haas Racing, Eric Almirola. And on the pole, starting 1st, driving the number 48, Ally Chevrolet for Hedrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. And that is your... Oh my god, is Villeneuve not even going to be able to start because the engine's poofed? How do you fuck up that badly? First, we have an open car get transition to the 500 when he's 2 laps down, and now one of them isn't even gonna like kill me.
Timmy Hill, who's going to be in the Daytona 500?
Well, Jack Villeneuve may not make the start of this race. The hood is up on his.
At least he qualified on time, but my God. Oh my God! How do you do this?
Second dual group last night, so he's into the Daytona 500. Regardless, Jamie.
Well, Mike, on pit road here, there's actually 40 boxes, but we have 42 drivers racing tonight. So that means 2 teams had to share a space. So when the first race was over, they had to move out of pit box. One of those teams is Joey Logano. They literally just got his more wagon set up in here. They're still plugging in wires. Pit crews are sweating already. They've been tripping over everything in this pit box, trying to get ready. They're just putting the tape right in the box so Joey can hit his marks. As for their driver, though, he is ready. He's strapped in. He told me there's no holding back in this race. He wants to get something out of it. And oh, by the way, there's a great trophy, and he likes trophies. Regan Smith.
Well, Jamie, just a few moments ago, we saw Gralla race his way into the Daytona 500. He's a young guy that was trying to do that. Now the other end of the spectrum, Greg Biffle, an old guy that is trying to race his way into the Daytona 500. It's been 5 years since we have seen the Biff in the Cup Series. I spoke to him right as he got in the race car. He was calm.
Remember, he came back to in the truck series for KBM for a race and won it. Collected a 50K check as well.
I can tell you, as calm as he is, I have raced against the Biff for a very long time. Once that helmet goes on, there is no fiercer competitor in the field than Greg Biff. Will look for him to make.
Got his first win in the Cup Series at Daytona, 2003 Pepsi 400 on fuel mileage.
One of his former teammates at Roush Racing, Matt Kenseth, is also going to make a comeback of sorts. The 2-time Daytona 500 winner will join us in the booth when we go to California.
Real? Okay. That's awesome. Kenseth in the booth for Kelly.
Oh, that's what Tony Stewart said 2 weeks ago.
And you still do.
It's all good.
As I look down through this field,
there's the Busch Light cam with Kevin Harvick. Ready to roll?
As I look down through this
You
field,
know, that was worth staying for this, because like freaking, that's awesome. Hearing that Matt Kenseth is going to be in the announcer booth.
right in front of him. Those guys are going to find each other, and I think you're going to see a way
I like Kenseth
in this duel today, or right here.
You saw the Toyota cam on board Denny Hamlin, and here's Martin Truex Jr. His camera also presented by Toyota.
Nothing on my damn iPad is working.
Joey Logano.
There we go.
Zero onboard cam.
Coca-Cola driver.
Next, we're going to fire it up with the Louisiana hot sauce cam for Ricky Stenhouse.
Huh?
This is the one. All right, we saw Kyle Larson and his 2 teammates right behind him. Those 3 hindered cars, they had the luxury of keeping that 5 car that we know is going to sit on the pole of Daytona 500 out of harm's way. Alex Bowman is on the outside of that front row. He's the one, no man's land. It's going to be interesting to see what that 48 car does at the start of this race.
Tonight's aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Anything can happen as long as you have the drive. Goodyear, more driven. They roll into turn 3. Bowman is elected to start on the inside. Here's Bubba Wallace and company.
Season starts tonight. Let's start off on a good note. Last time we were on speed, we did some great things, so let's continue that, use that momentum, pick 3 welcome to the seats, and let's get comfortable for Sunday.
His car owner turns 59 today. One of them, not Denny Hamlin. Michael Jordan.
Always good to clarify.
Got to meet him last year on the back straightaway. Spent some time with him one night. One of the neatest experiences my adult life has ever seen.
60 laps, 150 miles. Fuel window just under 40 laps. Pace car is in.
This car's off. Time to start. Duel 2. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Here we go again. Oh, Villeneuve did it. His car going, it looks like. It's slow. Car's already trying to find a spot in the bottom lane.
Joey Logano pushing hard on Eric Almirola in that 10 car, going to the front in a big way. Look at this momentum. Look at the speed that they have over those cars on the inside.
But Almirola is coming up around on the outside.
By far the fastest Ford, and I always remember what he told J.D. Little after qualifying last night. I'm a little questioned how my car is going to drive when we get out there in a pack, so we'll see.
Oh, and he moves up.
Almirola goes way high. You're going to lose a bunch of positions because the other two lanes are going to pass him by.
Almirola did not get up to speed through the
Damn.
quickly. But then in the draft on the back straightaway, pulled even, and now drops toward the back of the field.
When you mentioned you see Alex Bowman in that 48 car leading, you got to go all the way back well outside the top 5.
They haven't updated the scoring loops. Or do that. Come on.
Man, basically 3 teammates.
Logano prevailing on the outside. There's about 6 cars lined up.
Essentially, and all those Toyotas behind him in the rearview mirror.
7.
Probably not what you want to see when you're looking out the back of the 48 if you're Alex Bowman.
Almirola just went from 2nd to 20th.
Jacques Villeneuve did get going, but he trails the field by about 3 seconds, Jamie.
Well, Jacques Villeneuve, as you noted, Mike, he was in pit road. They were having an issue with the throttle cable. They told him, do whatever you can do just to get out there and get 1 lap under your belt. So they're watching his speed right now, but he's
I'll
going to
update
stay
about
out
every
as
lap.
long as he can to hopefully secure that spot for the Daytona 500.
And he's done it. He's fast.
He secured the spot already. He got the fastest, second fastest open car time.
And that's new because of the way the pedals are mounted on the floorboard and not hanging from the dash. You no longer use a throttle rod, use a throttle cable. Yeah, Chase Briscoe, Eric Almirola, possibly both of them had issues at the LA Coliseum.
Look at that gold foil number on the 21. Gosh, that takes me back to Neil Bonnet, to David Pearson, the Wood brothers.
Cal Yarborough drove for them a bit too.
Outlawed by NASCAR, chrome and foil numbers for many, many years, and this year they've said,
bring them back, boys.
We'll look at it and we will approve it, perhaps.
Bowman back to the lead.
Only. That's okay with me.
Heck yeah, that looks so cool. How are you going to turn that down? It's the way it ought to be.
Kevin Harvick in that 4, he made kind of a bold move to the outside, but no one up there with him.
But it's exactly what he said right there. You know, when I was talking to him, he wanted to put himself in some situations, see what his car is going to do, and I think that's exactly what you saw.
Biffle's moved up to 16th. Hill is in 20th.
And now we'll sort things out.
And his teammate, Eric Almirola, we talked about it. You don't want to lose a draft. It seems very easy to lose a draft. As soon as those guys went by and bye-bye, they're gone. Definitely falling back and lost the draft.
I think right now, there are 18 cars in the lead draft.
Seconds, Timmy Hill by 6, Jacques Villeneuve by 13.
Right now, they're still too wide behind the leader. That might change.
Just makes you wonder. You know, you heard Eric ask and have the question, the doubt in his mind after he posted that big lap. Man, is this thing going to handle? Maybe he didn't like the way those cars were pushing him, didn't like it at all, and pulled out, elected to get out of the pack.
All right, time to
In the
update.
past, here at Daytona, with the 6th generation car, couldn't a single car catch a group in front of them if they were 2 or 3 wide?
Especially if they're, spread out. We saw in that first duel they were single file, but I would have thought with these cars running side by side, kind of spread out the way they are, especially down this back straightaway, that you would be able to pull up to them. Not the case with the same car.
Eric Almirola has fallen to 19th. We listened into his team.
Biffle now 17th.
All your gates look okay? Yeah, all my gates are fine. I'm not sure how much gear pressure I'm supposed to have. Good one. I'll find out for you.
Larry, that's a new one. I've never heard that before. Where's gear pressure come from?
It's got to have something to do with that transaxle in the gearbox back there. That's all new to the next-gen car here in the Cup Series in 2022.
That exhaust out the side, glowing red, cherry red, looks so cool.
The Dillon brothers working together. Austin and Ty, they race for.
They're 3rd and 4th in the outside line.
The 42, nose to tail. Austin for the family operation, Richard Childress Racing, and Ty for the newly formed Petty GMS Motorsports. Richard Petty, Maury Gallagher, getting together with a two-car team with the 42 and 43.
They're still too wide. So still too wide.
Into this dual race up to 60 laps, but these guys, they look pretty racy right now, side by side, 2 rows deep, about 8 or 10 rows.
And I can't help but to think that that's due, in fact, of the pairing that I see. You know, a lot more parity within the organizations. A lot of Fords in this one, but a lot more Toyotas. And I think they're all finding each other.
Alex Bowman's Chevy has led 6. Joey Logano's Ford 1 lap. Of the 7 so far, they have been side by side the whole way. Nobody giving an inch. This lap goes to Logano by 3/100ths of a second.
We have 18 drivers separated by basically about 9.
Yes, lead draft is still 18.
You know, watching these guys draft and do the bump drafting, it's almost like they're more comfortable, believe it or not, pushing one another in the corner than they are down the straightaways.
Clint, is that because the car is just a little bit lighter on the straightaway and it's loaded more in the
loaded more in
Yeah.
the corners? What I was thinking, probably just, you know, more load on those tires is a little bit more stability.
Do you think that'll change as we get through Sunday and these drivers learn more about what this car wants and what it needs?
I just think you know, the crunch time. When it becomes time, you push everywhere out of necessity. You have to.
It's
go.
like Harvick falling back a bit.
We go from 21 drivers to 40.
Now at the bottom of the pylon, Greg Biffle 1 second off at the tail of that lead pack.
It's not really falling off.
And Timmy
It's
Hill,
like
24
the
seconds
draft,
back.
looking at a camera on the draft
For
can
the
often
transfer
distort
spot.
how far ahead a
Jack
car
Miller
actually
was
is.
already guaranteed into the field on time, and he is a half a lap back of the leaders, but he'll be in the 500. Well, Martin Truex
Great.
gives
It's
that
like every
Chevy a
time.
push
Okay.
back out front, and the Toyotas close in on the inside lane behind him. Joey Logano trying to get back to the lead. Jamie?
Well, Mike, a lot of these drivers in the field were able to go talk to their teammates before they got in the car.
Now it's too wide behind the leader.
Information. Joey Logano was one of them. He talked to Austin Cindric. Austin told him what mistakes he made in pushing Blaney. Told him what the car did, how it reacted.
Now it's best back to
And
full
Joey
2 wide.
Logano
11 laps
gives
in.
me confidence what I need to do in my race.
A lot better. Racing is already a lot better.
Mustang, the car behind him, Harrison Burton, that's the Wood Brothers car, but that is a Penske satellite team run out of the same shop, so they are teammates in all but name.
And just like we saw in that first duel with Ryan Blaney, those Penske cars look extremely impressive.
Mike talked about it when we did the starting lineup, Harrison making his second career start. You know what happened the last time the 21 car came to Daytona and the driver was making his second career start, don't you?
Trevor Bayne, 2011, won the 500. His only career victory.
That also happened on February 20th, the date of this year's race. Joey Logano trying to win the duel. Alex Bowman.
Right now, it's looking a lot better.
When I need parts I can trust, I go to eBay Motors.
I have faith.
They have all the right parts at the right prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride. We all have skills we use on the job. Okay, that's skill.
But there's one skill that's often overlooked. It helps people feel recognized for the difference they make.
Might be the only one here.
Different. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what you said? Take your time.
No, I take it in stride.
Empathy makes better work for all.
On the flame grilled stacker saucy Big King taste you love is now on the for a limited time.
There's a lot that could be said about the new RDX. Could be.
What drove us to create the most rugged Honda vehicles yet? It's the courage to challenge convention. Rise to the challenge with the Honda Pilot and all-new Passport Trail Sport.
The QX60 totally fits my vibe. This is a bossy automobile. Oh wow, wireless charging, fabulous. With this, you can
Might
just
play
plug your
along
phone
with
right here. That's so fantastic.
rename these right to watch parties as opposed to
Massage settings. This just in. Relaxing the lumbar. Yes, please.
Oh yeah, then you could do all your phone calls here.
Disney está preparando algo fabuloso para los 50 años. Queremos estar ahí.
El visitar Disney es una manera
Still
de
waiting.
mantener la familia unida.
¿Es su cumpleaños mañana? Es muy fan de Disney, entonces la trajimos a que disfrutara de los parques.
Clash at the Coliseum.
and now it's getting back to, well, it's
Those two Team Penske affiliate cars. Out in front here, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Ty Dillon. All sharing their time at the front. Now, something interesting at the back of the 22 of Logano's car, down low at the diffuser. What's flapping?
Yeah, it's got that little, it's like a flap that can come down, and it's got a cable with a ball that you can reset the tension on. It looks like to me, whether it's from being hit in the rear, we know.
now the cars are kind of,
was back there a lot, beating on the rear bumper.
they're probably going to start leaning more towards single file, but we still have one and a half. Okay, and it's just like that. It already went back to two. It's already again I can't speak. We're still double wide. And Biffle is 12th.
Come to the front.
What do you know?
Austin and Ty with Chris Buescher on the outside, trying to join his teammate Brad Keselowski as a dual winner tonight.
Remember I spoke about Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in that 47 car. There he is, started pretty deep in the field, and he's up there on the outside, right behind Chris Buescher in that 17.
And Biffle, 10th.
That's actually Kevin Harvick. Yeah, now Stenhouse is on the outside, Harvick behind Stenhouse.
Cars are in the front, now in the back.
And those two are going to work well together. Kevin talked about it, wanted to feel it out, maybe put himself in a situation he didn't like, got back up, rebounded, and look at him.
Stenhouse
Denny
moving
Hamlin,
to second.
three-time Daytona 500 winner.
Bump to the back of the 17.
Place comparing
Another
his
one.
race with duel number 1.
We're not going to go anywhere. I really don't have the energy right now. I like the energy right now. I think we need to back out of this.
Yeah, Hamlin's sensing that there might be a crash.
I think we need to back out of this, is what Hamlin said.
Does that mean he doesn't like how they're racing in front of him, thinking possibly a crash, doesn't like what he sees?
Is energy a code word?
Well, energy can be a lot of different things. You know, the energy from momentum and things like that. People, you know, as they compress one another, catching one another, a block right there. Chris Buescher almost pulled up in front of Ricky Stenhouse. Those are the kinds of things that I
Can't keep up with the constantly changing Chiron. Stenhouse to the lead.
Larry, you said there are 2 aggressive drivers in this race?
And there they are, both 2 times the front.
2 times how many?
Hey, but what's it take to have success on a racetrack like this? I mean, Larry, you crew chief for him. It takes aggression and a lot of it.
And I'm pretty impressed with Kevin Harvick in that 4 car. No speed whatsoever in qualifying, but it looks like he's got a good race car, a car that's handling well.
Already 4 times as many lead changes in this duel. There were only 2 in the prior duel.
We've already had 8. This is what it can be. This is good. It's been good racing.
It's just like we rewound last season. You know, everybody always used to say when we would come
20
to
laps in,
Daytona and Talladega,
going pretty well.
that nose, the nose on the Ford, how round it was, shaped like a bull nose. It helped them push just like you see in here. And then the point of the Chevrolet and the Toyotas, it kept them from doing what they wanted to do. They always complained, man, those Ford guys can be more aggressive. And honestly, it's just like you're seeing that all over again in 2020.
And now they just go all, and I think as soon as I say stuff like that, it all goes to single file. Wow.
Lap 20. The train is on the top. Single file. Top behind you. All good.
Great, great. Now we're back to freaking this.
Spotting for Ricky Stenhouse.
New spotter for them. New spotter combination for him and Ricky.
But Clint, this is different from Duel 1. We never saw the line go to the top of the racetrack like this group is doing.
Yeah, but I don't think they tried. You know, Ricky brought them up and found it right off the bat. The thing I do like about this, you can guarantee yourself until the end of this run, until push comes to shove and somebody wants to, they're going to stay right there or they're going to go to the back.
Now, last year in a dual race,
Timmy Hill is a lap down.
At multiple cars. The Fords pitted first, the Toyotas as a group pitted second, and the Chevys pitted third. Now that was last year, whole different race car.
There's another line trying to form on the inside, it looks like.
Complete. Chris Buescher in front. We're going to take you Fox side by side.
You can update. That's the Chiron again. Straight from the NASCAR app. I'll go.
Everybody thinks they can win Daytona. I want to be in the show and intend to win this thing.
I think women can bring a whole different perspective.
I want to be known as Daytona 500 winning Spire Motorsports team.
Can't get it straight. I'll just fire everybody.
Daytona's a place where magic can happen.
Road to Daytona, the groundbreaking series, streaming now only on Fox Nation.
Get the truck that's built to serve right from your living room with Ram eShop. Search, find, and buy your perfect truck online and get delivery from the comfort of your own home. Credit approval, price, and payment calculations all made quick, easy, and safe. The keys are just a click away with Ram's eShop. Now, during the Ram President's Day sales event, get $3,550 in total values on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab.
You know how long it took me to realize that the guy who does those voiceovers is probably Roger Craig Smith, the guy who does Sonic.
You could say it's a Steph Curry of football. You could, but I'm not gonna. Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one-of-its-kind hillside? Well then, you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com. Brace for impact. This is awesome. It's Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. As the baddest superstars on the planet are unleashed in prime time. All new Friday Night SmackDown, sponsored by Progressive at 8 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
There's a reputation on the track, one that screams brand, loud enough so the whole world will see it coming. I am the NASCAR Xfinity Series. I am NASCAR.
24 laps complete in the second 150-miler at Daytona, the one that determines the outside lane of the starting grid for the 500. Chris Buescher, the leader. Ricky Stenhouse in second. Something else that's new about this brand new 7th-generation car is that in addition to rear view mirrors, they also have a rear view camera that projects on a mirror. You see Stenhouse looking up at his center rear view mirror and then down toward the dash at the output from that camera on a screen that is shaped like an inside rear view mirror. Now obviously the lens of that camera is going to be a little different from what you see on the mirror, and that's going to take some adapting for these drivers.
And maybe that's what he's practicing, is just trying to figure out which one of those he's going to trust. because they're definitely drastically different. I don't know if you've ever drove a car, a passenger car. Some of these new ones have those cameras in them now, and you can flip it over. My wife's car, you can do that, and I'm telling you, I go old school. That camera thing scares me. I don't know if I trust it. You flip the camera over. I've got a new rental car. I'm trying to figure out how to go between the heat and the air. You're in Florida. What are you doing with the heat on? We had those cameras.
Cars are breaking away now. It's like top 7. They've gotten away from the rest.
Greg Biffle, 9th place, right in the middle of that lead pack. And Toyotas are coming. They are coming.
Lap 26. Here we go. Whoa! Denny Hamlin misses the entrance, goes in the grass, spins out on the entrance of the pit road, almost hitting another car. Damn! The 3-time 500 winner. Look, well, that's kind of definitely had to hurt.
He's way off the pace, as you guys said. He lost his running race, and now he's down in a
Let's see what caused Hamlin to lock him up and lose control entering pit road.
I think you could hear it in the drive line. I heard it kind of. You see it right there. Wheel locked up and just.
The miracle he also didn't hit his teammate Martin Truex. My God. Closest thing we've had to a crash all night. Yeah, oh my God. Barely missed him. I'm saying, of course, into an echo chamber because there is nobody here.
You see it here, it kind of bouncing, popping with that rear drive line. The way it went.
Hamlin's known for being extra aggressive getting onto pit road. With the occasional speeding penalty coming in, and with these new brakes with 30% more effectiveness than last year and these wider tires, did he just maybe grab for a little too
34, 22, 21, 3, 42. Oh, wow. Top 10 is still top 10. Villeneuve has passed Hill. Difference though is that Biffle is actually competing well.
And you're second in line. Do you pit with the Fords you're racing with, or do you wait for the other Chevrolets?
I think I'm going to stay right there with my dancing partner.
The Chevrolet contingent is just not that stout in this dual race. You have the Dillon brothers, 7th and 8th, Biffle in 9th, Corey LaJoie in 14th, and Alex Bowman, our Daytona 500 pole sitter, has dropped to 60th.
Now, what I want to watch is lap times on these Toyotas to see how they match up with that lead group, to see if they're making up ground. Because if they keep losing ground, that's not going to be good, even with that other group coming to pit road under green.
Last lap up front, 47 seconds. Last lap for those Toyotas, 48 and a half. So they're giving up a second and a half, second and 3/4.
And one thing, I don't want to make this mistake again, guys. We watched that it right there at the end, didn't catch it. Great Biffle running nice right here. Do not make a mistake. When you decide to pit, man, take it easy. Do not make a mistake and take yourself out of this.
All Biffle needs to do to make the
They're focusing on now McDowell, last year's Daytona 500 winner, as they go around the lap car of Jacques Villeneuve.
RFK Racing, Roush Fenway Keselowski, trying to sweep the Duels. The last organization to do that was Hendrick Motorsports in 2015. Sure is a nice rebound.
We're now halfway through the race. We just started lap 32.
100%. You know they're all smiles. Brad, man, he's happy about his win, but now he's watching his other car do the same exact thing, leading this race, the second duel at Daytona. That's a big shot in the arm for that organization.
And Mike, you may ask me, when do I anticipate this group here pitting? Well, they can probably run another 8 to 9 laps, and I would keep going here because they continue to put more and more real estate on that Toyota group that's already been to pit road.
47 flat for Chris Buescher, 48-30 for the Toyotas.
I'm gonna have to go back to reactions.
I mean, you're right, Larry.
And I'm hesitant because I don't want another copyright strike.
Exactly. Gaining on them. I mean,
They're gaining on them and getting a ton of them.
best case scenario. Before you know it, they're going to be able to lift and save some fuel.
But I got, you know, first thing I have to do, step up my thumbnails game. These mine are horrible.
I think the Fords are coming right now. I think they're going to come on this lap.
So the 4 Toyotas lined up. Busch, Bell, Truex, Bubba.
Well, and he's in a really good situation. They are going to come right here, and he's going to come with them.
Ford's pitting. Plus Stenhouse.
Logano coming in hot on the inside, and they're 3 wide coming to pit road under green. Jamie.
Joey Logano, you see how quickly he had to check up. He was just the 3rd pit box on pit road. Remember, that first race, they only took right sides. Joey Logano, quick stop there, down and away from the 22, Regan.
Well, Chris Buescher with the 17 car, he has been very happy with that race car. Not a word on the radio. And the 4 Kevin Harvick, the only reminder was to not slide the tires so they could take 2.
Well, the Chevys all came in with them, and there was a miscue between the Dillon brothers. There was contact on pit road.
Oh boy.
Between Austin and Ty.
That's always fun.
Who's going to really lose the draft is Greg Biffle in that 44.
What happened?
It's been sitting there. I mean, I don't know if it's not taking fuel.
Oh, no.
Just way too much time.
The only thing you couldn't afford to do.
Good thing is Villeneuve was at least a few laps down, and he was ahead of Hill.
So much pressure on those guys, the teams all across the board.
I don't know what the hell happened to Biffle, though.
Still on the lead lap. That's barely. Jimmy Hill 1 lap down as they race for the final spot in the Daytona 500.
Okay.
Looking back from Joey Logano at Chris Buescher, the 2nd place car.
I'll up the volume a bit.
Michael McDowell 3rd, Harrison Burton 4th, Kevin Harvick 5th, all in Fords. Ricky Stenhouse right with that.
Biffle, after that problem, is back in 14th position.
Let's show you the contact on pit road between the Dillons.
I think Austin missed his pit stall.
No, he was way too far to the outside of pit road for how early his stall was on.
Sure was.
On there, and that caught Ty unaware.
And right now, with 26 to go, this group here, led by Joey Logano, who's leading the race, they're about the distance of the back straightaway in front of that Toyota group.
Eric Almirola has just pitted, so has Jacques Villeneuve, but Villeneuve overshot his pit and goes back.
Wonderful. All right, time for me to update the top 10.
On pit road, but he has recovered and he is still on the lead lap.
eBay Motors has parts for new cars, new parts for old cars, and new parts for cars by the gold design. eBay Motors has 122 million parts. That's insane. And I can
22, 17, 34, 21, 4, 37, 18, 20, 19. That is the new top 10. And my dad decided to call me. Wonderful.
What if your resume was more than a resume? What if it could adapt and improve?
to open doors you didn't know existed. Created opportunities that let you be seen, heard, even help get your foot in the door.
Still waiting for the commercials to end right now. 25 laps to go, according to the app. Of course, I thought this would be starting this up again would be no problem, but now what I've seen is that Danny B. Talks and Michael Marutz are also doing this, which if they keep doing that season, that's going to be a problem for me. So I had a pretty good hold on this niche. I thought I had a decent amount of views. Okay, 23 to go.
Motorcycle insurance at Geico.com.
And now it's like we'll be right back.
22 laps to go. It's a four-car breakaway. All Fords, Logano, Busher, McDowell, and Thornton. They have lost Kevin Harvick, and with the Stenhouse, there was a plan in place for those Fords up front to fan out double wide.
Villeneuve speeding on pit road.
However, that didn't happen, and Harvick was not happy.
What the heck? Looks like there was is there another breakaway? Now it's four-car. Yeah, okay, four-car breakaway, like they said. I'm not paying enough attention. And way behind there. Wait. Oh my God, that's a huge ass distance.
Because effectively all the Fords as a one are going to be stronger than just four of them. But as you heard them say, maybe Kinsey pulled that off, called it off, thought it was
1, 2, 17, 35.
21 laps to go. The speed disparity between the Ford group and the Toyota group is gone. Last lap, the Toyotas were 3 tenths of a second faster than the four Fords out front. Again, hence the frustration in Harvick. 20 laps to go. They're about a little over 10 seconds behind. This group right here that we're looking at, these four Ford drivers, they're going to have to stay pretty organized and stay plugged up if they want to maintain.
Villeneuve retiring from the race.
But his speed will get him into the Daytona 500.
That's true. He's already locked in.
The Toyota's going past Ricky Stenhouse and Kevin Harvick. 4 seems to be the magic number of a group of cars to maintain top speed. But if I'm them, if I'm Toyota and I'm catching them, I'm going to fan out and help those guys help me. As they were catching those cars, Mike, it really helped their lap time for a couple of laps. But had Stenhouse not had such a big gap between himself and Harvick, that might have helped.
My God, that is one huge ass gap as the Toyotas get past the Fords. Well, no, not the Fords. Harvick and Stenhouse. You get to 20 to go. Stenhouse latched onto the Toyotas.
Yeah, I mean, the last time by the Toyotas, they were down in the 47-teens, 47-20s. That group of Fords at the front, 47-70, so it's going to have a second, that last lap or two. Well, with 18 laps to go, if they can maintain that advantage, they'll all be together. checkered flag. Greg Biffle is still in the transfer spot. He's got Alex
Four.
Foreman working with him now. Two Chevrolets.
Biffle with the pole sitter behind him.
500 from the pole, and Biffle is in position to roll from row number 19 on Sunday.
Looking pretty right now. Having that 48, as you know, he's going to be getting allied to you. Help that other Chevrolet. Pretty good company right there. Very good. You're not going to see.
I think Bowman's very content to run like this year. And with Jimmy Hill 3 laps down, Biffle's position in Sunday's race is pretty assured.
Now, we thought Grawla's position wasn't.
17 to go. If they stay organized like they are,
What's the gap? 10 seconds, I think? Or 10 and a half?
it's not going to be enough time. They're still sitting there 10 seconds behind.
That gap is closing in steadily. Looking at I'm on the NASCAR app, and I can see the gap is like right now 8.8, and it keeps just going down and down. Probably because they have more cars.
First Busher, Logano's now led 18 laps. Busher earlier led 16. 7 for Alex Bowman, 2 for Austin Dillon, and 1 for Ricky Stenhouse. What a few days Joey Logano had a couple of weeks ago. He won the Busch Light class at the LA Coliseum. Came home 2 days
We're now 8.3 seconds. Eight.
You say your math, and the one thing I do like about this Toyota pack, now they're catching it. Teammate Denny Hamlin had that trouble on pit road. He is leading a 3-car game right in front of them. They're going to get the ball off of that one. That's going to help them probably attach Denny Hamlin. That may be enough to catch them as we get down to the closing laps and catch these fours.
I'll say it, yeah, down in the 46s, 46.90s.
Great. See, told you.
Great observation.
That was a slower lap for the Toyotas.
Well, Joey Logano has not yet lost a race in 2022. They'll come to the line with 14 to go.
About 25% of the race left. Well, I can see the Toyota group is starting to split up a bit. I think Bubba, I think Bubba kind of lost the end of it. Yeah. Okay, now never mind. It's like Bubba is back on it. Hamlin. Okay. And there we go. So he tries to go in behind Bubba, see if he can get it, latch onto that draft. Well, he's still got to completely latch on, though. Looks like he's barely going to latch on. I don't know about Harvick and Stenhouse behind him, though.
Yeah, they were very unorganized that time, and that hurt them about a second that lap. The transition lap, right? They had to go side by side, transition back into play. But this is where they really got to get crunched in. You got to tighten that pack, tighten that train right here, and really push on one another, which is exactly what you see Christopher Bell doing to Kyle Busch. Joey Logano and Chris Busch are thinking ahead to the final laps of this race.
Right now, front four is still in the same order. I think the top 10 are all still in the same order.
47-26 last time. The Toyota's half a second slower. We'll check it this time as they come around 11 to go.
And the Fords now, they're catching a couple of cars that's up their nose to tail, and their lap times reflected. They picked up to the 47-20s and 30s.
I'm losing hope, Larry.
Yeah, Toyotas are still falling
And
behind.
Kyle Busch this time.
It's in the app. They're all about 10 seconds behind. They ain't catching up.
Jacques Villeneuve is out of this race, but he's in the Great American Race on Sunday. What does it mean to you to make the field for the Daytona 500?
Oh, it's great. I'm happy we made it on time because with the issues we have today, it would have been terrible. Good we got them today, not on Sunday.
See, on Sunday, you guys able to fix it tomorrow?
Oh yeah, we'll be able to fix it. No issues.
One more practice tomorrow night, Mike.
Indy 500 champ, Formula One World Driving Champion, and he'll be in his first Daytona 500 on Sunday.
Okay, they're catching those two cars, a Greg Biffle and Alex Bowman in the 48. That's only going to help them even more. I can't help but think, Larry.
Yeah, they just shot down almost 47 flat. It's actually helped them the last 3 or 4 laps.
Lap cars stay high. 10 to go. Logano, Buscher, McDowell, Burton. Who do you like? If it comes down to these 4, and it probably will.
Remember what I said about being aggressive?
Logano will block. That could lead to a wreck.
Michael McDowell got into both the Penske cars at the front on the last lap of the Daytona 500 last year, found himself in victory lane, and he started the last lap in much the same position he's in now.
9 to go.
Way more at stake then than there is tonight. And rookie Harrison Burton, man, I'd just be thrilled to be there.
He is doing a good job, doing exactly what he needs to do with his teammates right there, his allies again with the Penske cars. These guys are doing a great job, and honestly, they're just staying efficient, staying tight to one another. You can see Chris Buescher pushing Logano again, just helping their lap times, do everything he can do.
Everything's just falling in line for these leaders now. Now there's 4 cars in front of them, nose to tail, that they're catching.
And that'll be the Dillon brothers, Eric Almirola and Corey LaJoie, just going past.
8 to go.
They're still on the lead lap, but not by much, as you see. Logano last time 47.37. Kyle Busch 2/10 slower, leading the Toyota pack. And not that the Toyota drivers did anything wrong. They had a little dust up, maybe a couple lost a half a second on the Denny Hamlin problem getting onto pit road, but they formed back up. They got out there, just don't seem to have the speed that these Fords do tonight.
No, they don't. And again, it takes me back to what I said a little bit ago. For whatever reason, the Fords they don't seem to show up in qualifying. They don't have that sheer speed by themselves, but boy, you put them out there in a pack in a draft, and they always shine.
There is the gap. And how it has
7 to go.
Logano coming up on a little too wide track.
We'll be coming up on the time to make a move.
Where the joint move up. And now, Logano has to go to the high side to pass Austin Dillon. You know how long it's been since both dual races went caution-free? And no, I'm not trying to jinx this. 2003 was the last time that happened.
I know Dale Jr. won one of those because that was the year that he almost got a sweep of speed weeks.
Maybe not having qualifying speed. Quite honestly, that's what's impressive to me about that 21 car in Harrison Burton.
Who won the other one?
And that car seems like it's able to run up there and drive it good for Harrison.
I think they have a good limit on their adjustments.
I'm looking at the duels. And Robbie Gordon won the other one.
Fully adjustable on both sides of that, taking the dampening out of it, changing all of that stuff. I just feel like that's playing a big role in the handling of these cars. They feel like they look like they're stable. They seem to race good. They bump draft good. It's all good things for Sunday. Don't forget, folks. The old pay window's not open yet.
No, right. 4 Fords from 4 different teams out in front here. Team Penske, RFK Racing,
Truex
Row Motorsports.
Is he veering off, or is it Austin Dillon? Someone is going on a pit road. Yeah, Austin Dillon. Okay, 5 to go.
And that will put him well back in the starting lineup for Sunday. As he takes on the right side tire. Yeah. The Ford swept the top 4 spots.
This is where it's going to come down to something happening now.
Again.
Well, his teammate Brad Keselowski, we saw him make the move with 4 to go. Is he going to try to do it that early? I thought that was kind of a mistake, but it played, obviously, the role for Brad and winning this thing. I looked for him to wait for maybe at least 2 to go.
But I think you definitely don't wait to 1 to go, right?
No. Yeah, you know, I like Michael McDowell being behind me. If I'm Chris Buescher, I do like that scenario. But you
4
know,
to go.
Burton's probably going to latch onto that 22 and go with him.
Trying to snake their way through traffic. Cars littered all over the place.
4 laps to go. That's Timmy Hill on the high side. 3, now 4 laps down. And Hill likely to be the one car in this race that does not transfer into the Daytona 500. Greg Biffle.
Disappointment for MBM.
1 lap down in 12th.
Half by half. Half by half. 3 laps to go here at the line.
Expect stuff to start happening.
Holman Presley talking to Joey Logano. What do you mean half by half?
Well, I think he's you know, half a car length back, staying right there, and exactly what you want to see. But again, if you're Chris Buescher right here, you're setting him up. You want to stay back a little bit so you can get that drive. See, 3/4. Now he's fell back a little bit, going to pounce on him, get it, going to run. Maybe it happens right here as soon as he catches him. Be ready for it.
1 lapped car in the distance ahead of Logano. He'll be able to sniff a little bit of a draft here.
I feel like you have to give that gap. But you're going to have to back up to that car.
Lap car of Austin Dillon are coming up on as they go to 2 to go.
Run on Joey Logano to make a move.
Austin Dillon up high after making that pit stop for tires. And the leaders come by to the inside. It'll be 2 to go.
Trying to catch him off guard, just like you talked about with Brad. You know, he caught him off guard. You heard Ryan Blaney say, I didn't expect him to go when he did. Caught me off guard.
All right.
And won the race.
1.5 laps to go. Will there be a move made, or at least an attempt to make a move?
Next time by, half a lap from now. And they'll catch Kevin Harvick probably right about a start finish. Harvick lost the draft from Stenhouse and is now.
Buescher looks like he's going to try and get to the back bumper of Logano. Coming down to the white flag now.
Now watch this. Want to go by him, hopefully use a side draft or something off him to your advantage.
White flag.
Here we go. 1 lap to go. Logano trying to be able to have the chance to pull off the triple. He won the clash. Now can he win his duel? Here we go. Buescher's looking to make a move on the inside. Oh, here's a wreck. Logano into the wall. Buescher goes wide. But Buescher is going to win the race. A dual sweep for Roush Fenway Keselowski.
I want to watch a replay, but that's how I feel.
The scoring has McDowell in front, actually.
The white flag had waved, so the next flag ends the race. And Joey Logano, who was in a position...
Just like last year, it looks like Chris Buescher is going to win the duel.
Those cars were at the moment of caution.
I guess
It has nothing to do with scoring.
yeah, okay. I noticed. Yeah, that's what I'd like to know. Biffle will make the Daytona 500.
1 lap down in 13th place, and Biffle will take New York Racing to the Daytona 500 on Sunday.
Yeah, Logano, he's going to have to go to a backup car.
That gave him that opportunity.
Ward Burton, Harrison finishing 4th, I'm assuming. He's not going to be happy. Second time.
On the unofficial results, Harrison Burton, we believe, is 3rd.
Oh, for 3rd, right, because Logano, DNF. Oh my God. That's a tire they're showing, and it's smoking up.
At the moment of caution, and that is determined by the NASCAR officials. They have a button they hit that illuminates the caution lights and freezes the scoring. And then NASCAR also uses video evidence.
Let's see. It's going to be McDowell. Either Buescher is going to get the sweep for RFK, or McDowell is going to win the duel like he won the 500 last year when the cars in front of him crashed. Although Buescher went wide, which is a difference.
David Reagan goes for the move to the inside, and
I can't even tell from the video. Those Buescher and McDowell are side by side.
Went for it and unfortunately got turned around in a wreck.
We'll take a second look.
I want to see when his caution come out too.
I can't even tell from the diagonal.
He comes down
All right.
and they collide.
Where's the...
Look at McDowell slamming on the brakes along with Burton. They get through.
Yes, but when does the caution?
Yeah, where's the caution come? There's no good
Buescher's
angle.
still ahead of him right now.
There were two. Those two were side by side. We still don't know when the caution's out.
17's your winner.
Buescher.
I'm getting a thumbs up over here, boys. Chris Buescher.
Buescher gets the sweep for RFK. Good start to the year for that team. They brought Keselowski over to try and hopefully maybe reinvigorate the team, and it looks like that might just happen. All right, this is where I'm going to sign off for today. The stream was obviously a bust, but I'll be back tomorrow for the truck race. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow.